Welcome back to the STRIVECast.
Season 2.
Episode 19.
Episode 19. Woo! We got a big show today, so let's introduce ourselves.
I'm Jeff.
Noel Thompson.
Noel Thompson in the house. I'm Pete.
And Pete.
And I'm Whitney, filling in for Liv.
And
Susie.
Susie Q over there, getting her cues ready for her segment coming up in a bit. We got a big show today, guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pete.
We've got Wrubel joining us, who is an author and a financial planner. He's written a book called Financial Freedom for Special Needs Families. So we'll talk about that with him in just a minute.
Calling all the way from Colorado.
Yeah, he's calling in all the way from Colorado. I think that's our second longest distance guest.
Maybe.
Behind who? Trivia question. Who was our furthest?
What was it, the John Crazy Sox?
Nope, he called from New York, so that's pretty far. But it was Claire Egan called in from Estonia. Olympic biathlete Claire Egan.
That was a good intro.
Is that the one from Cape Elizabeth?
She was originally from Cape Elizabeth. That's
Paul's
right.
neighbor.
That's right. So, ready to get going? We got a lot of stuff to cover. Jeff's going to do some Valentine's chat and Yaking With You. Susie's got an alphabet game lined up, and we've got a special question for Noel about President's Day from the listener.
I do have a question about who would like to interview.
Okay, who would you like to? It's your show. Take it away.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
We'll try.
Well, that would be great. He'd be great.
Because he was a legendary Ghostbuster.
Legendary Ghostbuster Bill Murray coming up next in the
We'll try
STRIVECast.
it.
We'll put Whitney and Susie, our producing team, on that. Okay?
But the middle Ghostbuster died.
Oh, well, he probably won't be a guest then.
Egon. He
Eon?
played age of 40, he died.
Well, that's R.I.P. Eon.
His
Okay.
name was Peter.
Oh, no.
In this lifetime.
All right. Jeff, take us out of this segment.
Okay, we'll be right back.
And now here's Noel with a bio for Wrubel.
Wrubel is the creator of Blueprint financial planning process that helps families with a special needs member get out of debt, save, and perfect government benefits. Rob has written a book called Financial Freedom for Special Needs Families. Rob became interested in financial planning and special needs after the birth of his middle daughter, who has Down syndrome. Rob provides workshops and educational talks to families, professionals, and organizations. Rob also serves on various boards for many different charities and organizations. Rob currently lives in Colorado and is making a special call to the STRIVECast. Please welcome Wrubel.
Hey!
Thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
for calling. Noel?
Can you tell us about what you do?
Sure. I am a financial planner and investment advisor. And it seems like some people know what that is, and most people have heard about it, but they're not sure what we do every day. I'd say the biggest thing that I do is help people save and invest and plan for the future. And so we just have lots of conversations with people. It's very personal, the work that we do. Talk about what they'd like to be doing in their lives and how their finances can support it. And then we help them build investment strategies and financial planning strategies around that.
Great.
Why is financial planning for special needs
Families.
families different than other types of financial planning?
You are asking a great question, and it's one that I get all the time when I'm just out and about talking to people and talking about my family, and then talking about the work that I do. In many ways, it looks very similar, and what we often talk to people about is having some goals and trying to figure out how we're going to pay for retirement and college education and just life as it goes along a little bit. And I'd say for families like you serve there at Strive and families like mine, that is also part of the financial planning work we do, and how special needs planning looks the same for many families. When we start talking about what special needs planning is and how it's so different, one of the pieces of the puzzle is that we have to plan for government benefits. And so a person with a qualifying disability, like my daughter will likely have at age 18, she has Down syndrome, so she will likely qualify for benefits, is that she will have available to her a program called Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, and then in most states she'll have access to a variety of Medicaid-funded services. And those services are invaluable for families. They provide access to day programs, they provide some income, they provide health insurance, they might even provide supported living or great living opportunities. And so there's lots and lots of programs that are available, never really enough, but important ones. And when we look at the value of those benefits over a person's lifetime, they almost always add up to hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. And so in special needs planning, we have to be very, very aware of the value of government benefits and understand some of the steps that we can take to protect them and to gain them in the first place. So that's a big piece. The other big piece is that we're really planning for two generations, or for long lifetimes of two generations. And so for a lot of families, if there's a mom and dad or just a single person planning for themselves, they just basically have to take care of themselves in their own lifetime. But for families like mine, in my situation, I want to make sure that my daughter, who may not have access to as many work opportunities, will also have money after I'm gone. And so part of the planning and work I'm doing is really trying to stretch and look into the future and say, how am I going to be able to support her? And this is what I believe for all families with special needs members, is how do we have a high quality of life for every member of our family for their whole lives? And so we're really looking longer into the future in special needs planning than we do in typical planning.
What is the thing that special need families should know when it comes to financial planning?
I start my book on special needs planning and how to do it really with the idea that we just need to start with making a decision that we're going to move ahead. And so I'd have to say that one thing is really having some determination or some clear intention that today is the day that planning is going to start. It seems like it can be complicated for families to look at special needs trusts and getting out of debt and saving and investing for the future and putting money into vehicles that might fund a trust down the road. But there's a lot of good people that can help with that. It's not actually that hard to find a good attorney or a good financial planner or a good family member. Sometimes that's a little bit harder, but a family member who might be able to help guide on good decisions. But the one thing it really comes down to is that determination to say, today is the day I'm going to put these building blocks in place, and I'm just going to get started and keep moving ahead. So I think that's probably the biggest one, is just that idea that today is the day I'm going to get started, and I will carry through on this first part of the journey as quickly as possible.
Good one.
Can you tell us a little bit about special needs trust? Does everyone need one?
You know, I laugh a little when I hear you ask the question, can I tell you a little bit about special needs trusts? Because every time I open my mouth about special needs trusts, it seems like the conversation goes on for hours and hours and hours, because we can get pretty detailed about it. So it's a great question, and one that I'll try and answer relatively quickly. The second part of your question, does everyone need one, was a lot easier to answer. I have yet to meet a family that doesn't need to have a special needs trust in place. It's just a critical and very, very, very useful tool. Now, does everybody have to have one? I always say if I had billions and billions of dollars, I probably don't have to worry so much about government funding, and so I don't need a special needs trust. And then for some people who won't have any assets, they probably don't need one either. But in any case, if somebody has more than $2,000 of assets that they're going to leave to their family member with a qualifying disability, then they probably need a special needs trust, or they need to at least consider whether it's the tool for them or not. And so I've answered the second question. Let me try and answer quickly the first part of the question is, can I tell you a little bit about the trust? And it's just easier for me to use my own family as an example. I have 3 children. They're all under the age of 21. I have one who's 18, one that's 16, and one that's 13. And my daughter with Down syndrome is 16 right now. And if I were to pass away and I have any assets, whether it's an IRA, a term life insurance policy, a house, a retirement account, a work of some kind, even potentially cars and some artwork, anything that adds up to more than $2,000 per person, the part that I want to go into my daughter, Sarah, who has Down syndrome, I want hers to go into a special needs trust. And so that way I can preserve some of that money, and then that way she can qualify for SSI, or supplemental security income, and then she'll get just under $800 a month of income. She'd get health insurance through Medicaid, and then again she gets support from great community-based programs that are here in Colorado, and then I know is your organization, and then lots of organizations around the country as well, that might give her access to working someplace and support there or something like that. Without that, whereas if I'd just given her some money in her name directly, she wouldn't get any of those benefits. And she would have to spend that money down before she'd qualify because she would just have too much money. And so the Special Needs Trust then has some money that could be used for her to go to movies, or can be used for a whole lot of other things that the government benefits, while extremely important, aren't designed to do, which is provide a high quality of life. And so that's kind of the quick answer to what is the Special Needs Trust. It's first and foremost to protect those government benefits, but really long-term when we use it as a financial planning tool is to create money in that trust for a high quality of life, so we have access to all of the great things that everybody expects to be able to do today in our communities, which is go to movies and have subscriptions and have cell phones and have clothes that look good. So that's how we use them. That's how I think about it.
That is a whole.
No?
What do you see as a major issue with
When
it comes to special needs financial planning?
And again, I just love your questions. They're just fantastic questions. The biggest issue I see is that people think it's so complicated, they just throw their hands up and say, I'm not going to do it. And for whatever reason, and it's just true, it seems like across all of human activities, the more complicated something seems, the less likely we are to do it. We like to get things that we can get quickly, get done quickly, and then move on. And special needs planning has a lot of steps to it, and we can get really lost in how something works. And it's important to have a pretty good idea of the purpose of a special needs trust and how we get out of debt and how we invest. But there are also a lot of great professionals across our country who can help people. And then whether it's my book or there's other books that are available in bookstores and online. And so it's a lot easier to get things done today than it ever used to be. But that's what we try to do. We try to make it simple, make it one step at a time. And I think that is the biggest issue, is that people just get lost and feel like it's going to be climbing Mount Everest, when really they can just look at like an easy drive down a country road and just keep taking the sights in as they go.
Great. That was a great answer.
When should financial
Families.
families start
Their financial.
their financial planning.
When should people get started?
Yep. Another great question. I think you already know at this point what my answer is going to be. It's basically today, and if not today, tomorrow is a great day to do it. Just have to keep moving along. Sorry, let me back up a little bit. Keep that answer. Financial planning isn't just a moment in time. It's not like going to the store and buying shoes. You've got some shoes and you're done. It really is a little bit of a process, and it's a process that takes place over time. In terms of getting a trust done, which is part of the financial planning process, but it's done by an attorney and not a financial planner, that is a little bit more of an event. And I always tell people they can get their special needs trust done in about 30 days. But again, it starts with the idea of when do I begin, what calls am I going to make today, and how quickly can I move? Some people like to meet with their financial planner first, who tends to look at the whole big picture of savings, getting out of debt, and the legal fees. Some people go to their attorney first and then later try to figure out, okay, how am I going to fund a trust, and how am I going to live within my means, and how am I going to save and invest for the future? So whatever it is, financial planning, really all of it, today's the day. Might as well just jump in and muddle through at the beginning. It will become clearer as time goes on. And so we just think people should start. But again, it's a process over time. If people are working with a financial planner or if they're doing it on their own, it doesn't matter. One thing they should do is at least once a year have a formal meeting, whether it's a family meeting or in somebody's office, and talk about, okay, what progress did we make? What challenges did we face? Where are we on this plan that we're trying to execute? And how has it been going so far? And that's what I mean. It's not just an event like buying shoes. It's something that's going to take place over time, and people's lives will dramatically improve over time as they get out of debt and save and invest for the future.
That is interesting.
Do you have any advice for the families that are just starting the planning process?
I have two pieces of advice, not just one. The first is to take 1 hour somewhere in your day this week and just write down all the things that you want out of life. Some people call it a bucket list. Mine's not so much of a bucket list. It's just, what do I want to have happen? To me, a bucket list is more, I want to, eat in the best restaurant in Paris next year. That's a bucket list item. In special needs planning and in my blueprints process, I say take an hour, get a notepad out, just think about how you want your life to be better in small ways and in big ways. And so I think that is always the starting process, is just get some clarity about what you want to have happen. Some of those things we can't change. We can't necessarily change a medical issue. It's not just going to go away right away. What we can start to change is how we approach it, and do we get more doctors involved, and do we get more therapists involved, and what other actions we might be able to take. Again, that's not financial planning, but it's all part of the special needs and blueprints process. Just get it all down, and later people will divide it up into financial, into rest and recharge, into social or education, so we'll divide up into different areas. So for me, that is by far the biggest piece, is to take a moment, get some clarity, and then get all of those thoughts down on paper. The other piece for people who might already have some good ideas but just haven't taken that next step forward is to really think about building the right team. And what we see is that people will want, most likely over time, is a good attorney, a good investment advisor or financial planner, and a good CPA. Now, some people like to do all those different things themselves, which is fine, but the nice thing about having a team together is you can have a meeting with everybody in the room at the same time and really map out direction of what strategies are going to happen in what order. And we see that there's huge value for our clients when they take the time to do it, just because everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, and you, or what we call our client, would say, all right, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. These three professional advisors know what they're supposed to be doing, and then every year just seems to march along a little bit faster. So those are my two big things. Take an hour just for yourself, write some things down, and start to have that inner conversation that you'll then turn to an outer conversation of what do I want different in my life, and then find the ripple to help get it.
Great.
Great answer.
Jeff, back to you.
Okay. Are there ways that individuals with disabilities can
Financially plan.
financial plan for themselves?
So really, this is another great question, and for Jeff and Noah and Susie and Ryan, really an important one, and for anybody else in your listenership who's got a qualifying disability, it's a really exciting time. There's a new kind of account out there called an ABLE account, and the legislation was passed, I think it's in 2014. It's just in the last few years where ABLE accounts have really been talked about, and they've been started to be used by families. And so in the past, the person with a qualifying disability could only have up to $2,000 in his or her name or risk losing benefits. But now the ABLE account is a different kind of beast altogether, and a person like my daughter or like some of you guys can have some of your own money that you might get from SSI or from wherever you happen to be working and save it on your own and have access to your own money without somebody else having to filter it through. So it's a really great tool to develop financial habits for people with disabilities and to have some independence around their own money, and so they can make their own choices about where do I want to spend my money today or next week. And so a person with a disability in the past, it would be hard for them to have enough money to go to a Starbucks and get a coffee or go down to the movie theater and watch, whatever newest movie they want to see. But now the ABLE account provides direct access to money for people with disabilities, and it doesn't hurt for purposes of SSI and Medicaid until there's a whole bunch of money in there. So it's a great new account. It's really exciting, and it's another pathway to independence that I'm thrilled about for my family and for the families that I work with.
Cool.
All right, so this is our last formal question.
Yeah.
And Noel's got it.
Is there?
Is there anything else you would like the people to know about financial planning?
Many, many times people think financial planning is about technique and so do I use this particular way of investing for the future or that particular way, or what strategy should I use to reduce my debt, or what type of retirement account is going to be best. And all of those are important. What I really think happens, and I think this is the most misunderstood part of financial planning, especially special needs planning, is how much it reduces stress for people. And it's something it took me a long time to learn as well, that if people feel like they're on the right road and they feel like they're making progress, their lives are just better in many, many other ways, and then they can focus on other parts of their lives than the worry that comes with not having their financial piece in control. And so I think if people were to take the time, whether they do it at home on their own or meet with a financial planner, start to put some strategies in place, they would just feel better about their day-to-day lives, and then they could turn to focus on social life or career or family or whatever their hobby happens to be without feeling like there's something behind them that's coming about to bite them. And so I think that's the biggest piece that people should realize, is that when people have a strong financial plan in place, they can really focus on enjoying each day much more.
Great.
Yep.
Well, that was our last of the formal questions, but before we move on to our lightning round, would you like to share where and how people could pick up your book?
Oh, sure. I appreciate that. The easiest way to get my book for most people is just to go onto Amazon.com and then just type in my name, and it doesn't sound like it's spelled, so it's Rob, R-O-B, typical spelling there, and last name is Wrubel, W-R-U-B-E-L. And so if they go to Amazon, they can get it. If they have a local bookstore, their local bookstores can order it, and they can get it that way too. The other option that they have is they can go to my website, which is robrubel.com, and there there's a link to Amazon there, so it gets them to the same place at the end of the day. But also if they want to get my newsletters and some of the other materials that I put out there, find out more about some of the planning steps, they can get all of that right there. I say I'm going to send out a newsletter about every quarter. I haven't been as busy a writer this year as usual, but I'll get back to that soon too. And so, and then if I speak anywhere, they'll get an email note about where I'm speaking as well. So robrubel.com, or they can go to Amazon and put my name in.
All Awesome. Well, now we move on to what we call the lightning round, and that's just a little bit faster paced, a little bit of this or that. And as always, Jeff kicks off the lightning round. Jeff?
Saving money or spending money.
I would say you have to save it to spend it, but spending is far more fun.
There you go.
Oh, yes,
I'm a
I
saver.
know that.
You agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Noel?
Writing a book or giving talks?
Again, it's a little bit of a wide choose, but recently I've just loved giving talks because I get to just have instant feedback and meet so many amazing people.
Jeff?
Favorite vacation spot?
I've been in small towns in the south of France, and I would love to go back there again.
That sounds great.
If you weren't in a financial planner, what would you do for a job?
I always say if I won the lottery, I would still do what I do, but if I couldn't do what I would do, I'd be a songwriter.
Cool.
Jeff?
Okay.
You'd like songwriter, right?
Yeah. If there was a movie about your life, who would you pick to play you?
I think it would be Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
There's a famous chef, Bobby Flay, that a lot of people say looks like me, but I'd pick Tom Hanks.
Cool.
Uncle Steve.
Cool.
What is your spirit animal?
So it used to be a wolf, and this year I had the opportunity to take my son on a safari in Africa, and I loved the warthog. So I don't know, some combination of wolf and warthog.
There you go. That's a good one. Jeff?
Favorite
Guilty?
guilty pleasure snacks.
That's an easy one. French fries, hand down.
What is your
Yeah.
ideal temperature?
Yeah, 68 degrees.
Jeff?
Not too hot, not too cold.
Polka dots or stamps?
Or stripes?
Or stripes.
Or stamps.
Right. I don't think I've ever worn a polka dot in my life. It's got to be.
Noel, our famous last question.
Tell us the best joke.
A duck walks into a bar, and duck orders something to drink, but before the bartender gives him anything, he says, "How are you going to pay for it?" And the duck says, "Put it on my bill."
Hey.
Good one.
Get it? Put it on my bill.
Yeah. I totally got that.
Well, Rob, thank you very much for joining us. And again, the website where you can pick up Rob's book or find out where he's going to be speaking is robrubel.com. And thank you.
Sure.
Rob, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes.
Oh, and thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Say all that. Can you guys say all your thank yous again? Sorry.
Yeah. Just
Bless you.
yes. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you for having me on. You guys you were a joy to be with, Jeff and Noah, Susie, Ryan, and Pete. It was just a lot of fun. I wish you guys good luck and Strive good luck, and I hope our paths cross soon.
All right. Thanks so much. Jeff?
We'll be right back. STRIVECast is brought to you by
Listeners like you.
Listeners like who?
all of us.
And you wanted to shout out
You have a
someone
special
special.
shout out this week.
Your friend, your sister-in-law.
Oh, yeah, Sherry.
Welcome, Sherry, to the STRIVEcast. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Jeff,
Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. How you doing?
thanks for listening. You're the listener of the week here at the STRIVEcast.
Yeah.
And
We'll be right back.
we're back, and it's time for Ask Noel. Noel, do you have a theme for us? Theme song today?
If you had a cold, we are always apart. Ask Noel.
Ask Noel. Different lyrics every week.
Yeah.
This time, Noel is mad at me because I did not print out the email for him, so I need to get in the habit of that. But we have an email, and you can send your emails to Ask Noel at strivecast@pslstrive.org. This week's email comes to us from Jennifer in Portsmouth, all the way from New Hampshire. And in honor of President's Day coming up, she asks a 3-part question, Noel. 3 parts, ready? Who was or has been your, let's take it one at a time. Who's been your favorite president so far?
The cherry tree man.
Cherry tree?
Bill Washington.
George
Washington.
George
Why is he your favorite?
He was my legendary top favorite president.
All right.
Because since I was a little boy, he was my favorite.
He told you to always tell the truth?
No, he chopped down a cherry tree and he lied to his daddy.
But then he ended up telling the truth, right?
Yes.
All right. All right. How about the next one from Jennifer?
And I am not a great liar.
Not a great liar? I'm not either. Are you?
I think
Yes.
it's bad if you're a
Jeff
good liar.
thinks he is a great liar.
That means you lie all the time.
Actually, I don't lie.
Sometimes for Susie's Cues, we could do 2 truths and a lie again, but we haven't quite recovered from the last time we did that. So, all
That's
right.
my favorite Susie Cues, though, I think.
Jennifer's next question is: who is your least favorite president? Who has been your least favorite president?
I know Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, least favorite. Wow, why?
He's a great man, but
He's deceased.
he's deserted from the planet we used to know.
The planet we used to know. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
And
What are you talking
Or no
about?
explanation necessary. All right. So favorite is Bill Washington, aka George. Least favorite, Ronald Reagan. And then the third part is just who is a regular person, anyone, celebrity or anyone that you would like to be president.
oh, I know. Not Pete Brown because he's here.
That's right.
Michael Dublé
Michael Dublé. Nice.
and Matthew Hawks.
You also said off the air when we were in our production meeting, you thought Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, some good answers. How about you? Who do you think would be good?
Tyler Banks.
Tyler Banks.
I say for
How about just for who you think would be a good president?
I
A
know
regular person. Yeah, who?
Bernie.
Bernie. Okay.
Yeah.
Although the one who did my CD one.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's
Cafe.
talking about Bernie that's actually running for president.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have a question, just like Jennifer did, you can email us at strivecast@pslstrive.org. Just put Ask Noel in the subject. Or you can give us a call at 207-774-6278 and ask for the Ask Noel hotline. You can leave a voicemail that might be played right here on the STRIVEcast. And
We'll be right back. STRIVECast is brought to you by
your ad, where?
Here.
Right here. Right. This week's sponsor is Joe's what?
Sloppy.
Joe's Sloppy Joe's.
Sloppy pants, Joe.
Joe's Sloppy Joe's and Sloppy Pants. Only at Joe's. Your ad could be right here in place of Joe's. It's only $10 a week, $10 per episode. Guaranteed at least 3 mentions and placement on our website. And some thrown in social media posts. Can't beat that, can you, Jeff?
No, Pete. We can't beat that, buddy.
And favorite cook and free cookies at Hannah for Portland.
Okay, apparently Noel will buy some free cookies if you advertise with us. Right here on the STRIVEcast. Jeff?
We'll be right back.
Okay, we're back, and it's time for Jeff's segment, Yaking With You. Back after missing a week with being down with the flu. Jeff's back, and he's going to yak about Valentine's. Take it away, Jeff.
Okay. With Valentine's Day, it's about, you know...
This Friday.
This Friday is Valentine's Day, and if you want to grab yourself a date, you can go right ahead.
Yeah, ooh.
My ideal date, it's probably going to be...
What would you do on your ideal date?
Not person, because I saw you looking around the room.
Yeah, what would you do on your ideal date? Let's say it's Valentine's night, Friday night, going out on the town. What do you do?
I'd probably maybe take her on a date, like a restaurant or something.
A restaurant?
Restaurant.
Like fancy or McDonald's or what?
No, something that look on the classy side.
Nice. Classy restaurant?
Yeah.
Do you pay?
Yes.
$5,000.
That's a very expensive meal.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So go out to dinner, then what? Dessert?
Yep. Maybe a little bit of
Frog legs.
Frog legs. You're looking at a fancy.
yeah, probably dessert.
Do you
And
get her like flowers or anything?
flowers. I was thinking about maybe a bouquet of flowers.
What kind of flowers?
Red pansies.
Do they have red pansies?
I don't know. Okay.
Oh yes, I know that.
Just a big proponent of red pansies. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Wow. What's the biggest mistake you could make?
Not to do
What
it
would
on
turn
this
the date
website.
upside down? What would ruin a date for you?
I'm about saying that.
Oh, try to go too fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Yeah, I mean, don't go fast, but just go nice and slow.
Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
Always start as a friend and move up as a lover.
Wow. All right. Woo.
Hey you, here's my segment.
That was my topic to you.
All right.
Advice.
Good advice from everyone.
Okay,
I think,
okay, thank you.
are we done yakking?
Yeah, I am.
All right, then what do you say next?
We'll be right back.
And we're back, and it's time for Susie's Cues, our game show
Yeah.
segment of the podcast.
Do you have a theme song?
Susie,
Yes, I do.
take it away.
Theme song.
Oh, wait me. Oh, wait me.
Okay, that's not about the game, so let's do something else.
Game show by Susie.
Game shows by Susie.
Great.
All right, so today we are going to play the alphabet game.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
So
Food.
the way it works is we're going to do a topic, something like food, which is the one we did in our production meeting, and we're going to say a letter. We're going to start with A, and we're going to try to get a food that goes with every letter, or a different item that begins with every letter. Okay? I did not explain this very well, but I think you'll catch on as we go. So who's going to start? Probably Susie, since it's Susie's Cues.
Yeah.
What topic, Susie, do you choose? Do you choose food, games, or celebrities?
Celebrities.
All right, so we're going to start celebrities that start with each letter, okay? And we'll let you kick off since it's your segment. How about a
Is
celebrity?
this first or last name?
Could be either, I think, for this
Either.
round.
Right?
A celebrity that starts with A. Go. Ashton Kutcher. How about that?
You want to use that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Adam
B.
Sandler, too.
Celebrity or food?
Celebrity.
Celebrity.
Starts with B.
Baki.
Who's Baki?
Belky.
Balky? Balky Bartakamus?
No. Perfect Fingers.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay, B. C to you. That, I think it was his name on the show. But C. A celebrity whose name starts with C.
Christina Aguilera.
Oh, bing, bang, boom. Christina Aguilera. Over to Susie for D.
How many does she have?
Celebrity that starts
I think
with
Jeff's
D.
winning right now.
D.
Belky's, not
D.
No, Belky's the other one.
D.
D. D.
Demi Moore.
Timor.
Okay.
E.
E. I know.
Go for it.
Watson. Emma.
Watson, comma, Emma. Good. F.
You mean F?
Yep, F.
Okay. Actually, I don't.
Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher, the nanny herself.
The nanny.
Coming back on.
Oh. Fran
Sorry.
Cheska.
Francesca.
Who?
Philando.
Who's that?
Fuller. Kimmy's husband and Fuller.
Guys, come on.
G.
Oh.
G.
We might not have been ready for celebrities yet.
I know,
Oh, I am.
Wait, let's Susie try.
but it's I can.
All right, how about we just go the open forum? Okay, so G.
Yeah.
First person. Well, now we'll start keeping track here. Keep score.
Oh.
Jeff, Noel, Suze.
I know a G for the help Susie.
Go.
Lopez is his last name, but it was a TV show.
George.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
H. Anybody?
Hillary Duff.
Okay. I. Tough one. Ice Cube, Ice T.
Ice T.
There you go.
Ice-T.
S. Right?
Not yet, but we can skip a few.
Yeah.
Oh,
S. Do you have one for S?
Well, my auntie name's an S.
Yeah, but celebrity.
Oh. Susie Collins.
Susan Collins, good one.
I was gonna say S upset.
Okay. T.
T-Talk.
Who's T-Talk?
The rapper.
Okay.
Go.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with T-Talk the rapper.
No.
T. U. Tough one. U.
Usher.
Good.
Yeah.
V.
V.
Oh, I know.
Vin Tights.
Who?
Vin Tights.
Vin Diesel.
Oh, I should have.
Noel's got a V, I think.
Oh.
I got a V, but he's in the 80s, but his last name is Ice.
Ah, good one.
Oh. I got one.
What singer from the 80s is B. Ice?
Not chocolate, but
What?
you know,
Vanilla.
Vanilla Ice.
Yep.
Oh. I got one, Pete.
Okay, go.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. We're dominating the V's.
Okay, next little.
W.
W. Oh, I know.
Oh.
W.
No,
Oh.
actually,
It's Wade Gretzky. Wade Gretzky.
Okay, good.
Whitney Houston.
Next letter.
X.
X. That's what Susie.
X.
That's a tough one.
X.
Xavier McDaniel, former Celtic.
X. X.
Let's go Z. Let's go Z, X, or Y, or Z. X, Y, Z.
X.
X, Y, or Z. Anybody. Anybody. What are you pointing at?
X.
Exit sign.
Exit.
Exit.
Z.
Well, that doesn't really start
Zoe Deschanel.
Ooh.
Ooh, go girl.
Oh, thank you.
That was Z.
Yep, or anybody.
That was the last one.
Okay, you got a Z?
Oh, I thought.
For the win. Noel can win if he can get a Z.
Zach.
Zach Morris?
No, from your son.
Zach.
He's not a celebrity.
No, dude.
Michael
Thinks he
Paul
is.
Gosler, Zach, on Saved by the Bell.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Woo! That has been an exciting episode of Susie's Cues. Susie, any signing off
Sing us
words?
out.
Sing us out. Theme song out.
About the game.
The game is over. And right now, we'll be right back.
All right. We're back, and it's time
We'll
to
wrap it up.
Wrap it up, Pete.
wrap it up.
Wrap
Wrap it up, wrap it up. If you had a breakup, you wrap it up.
If you had a breakup, you wrap it up.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
if you had it, you wrap it up.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we've had it.
Good show.
Great show.
Oh, yes.
Special thanks to Rob Wrubel for joining us all the way from Colorado, talking
Party.
about financial planning. That was a party. You're right.
The hottie.
All right. Any parting words before we sign off episode 19?
No.
Any upcoming updating events that you want to do?
The hokey pokey.
The hokey pokey.
All right. I think the wheels are coming off this train. All right. Anything for real? Okay. Strive Rocks Dance Marathon coming up May 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Strive Rocks all day, kids and families. Strive Rocks all night,
Is
teens
that
and young adults.
gonna be doing the daylight savings?
It is not.
No. After
That's
daylight savings.
Yeah. It's coming up May 2nd
it's
and
at-
3rd.
But it still be the same time. But
Yes.
not this time.
It's in May 2nd and 3rd. StriveRocks.org for all your information
I mean the clocks.
and to
will be
sign.
forward.
Yes.
Yes.
It'll be. Yes.
Okay. Jeff, anything else before we go?
No, I'm good.
All right. Thanks for another great episode and your hard work. Noel,
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Oh, and actually, he did a good job.
You did do a good job. Everybody did a great job. And we will see everybody next week. Please share it. Please give us a rating on wherever you get your podcast. Rank us, rate us, leave us a comment.
Lead us away, guys.
That's right. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.